shooting a video today for all the managers of the barns, and we're going to tell you how to hook up a thermal alarm so it doesn't give you problems down the road. So this is a single wire thermal alarm coming down here, which means it's the only sensor on the zone, or the very last sensor on the zone. I've already got this one stripped off so we know what it's supposed to look like there. We have the two wires for the thermal alarm. When we're the only one zone out there, we put the two dark colors together and we put the two light colors together, the white and the red and the black and the green. We're going to want to try and get them so the stripped off part is about even there, and same with your wire on here. You want to line them up good and make a nice smooth bend, not a lump there. It's got to be a nice smooth bend. And we're going to do that with the other side as well. Get all those lined up good so the metal is all about the same length down here, and then we give a nice smooth twist to that. Alright, that's what we want it to look like. And now I'm going to take my side cutter and I'm going to cut it off so it's about 3/8 of an inch left. It's nice and clean there. And we take our B connector, and it might be hard to see this, but I can round it off by just giving a light little push there. And when I put this on there, I want that metal to go way up inside that B connector. So we're going to keep wiggling it till it's no metal exposed above there whatsoever. Now I can use, some players have the jaws in the back, which mine happen to, and we just start at the end and we squeeze it down, so we work the gel inside here up around it so the metal is completely enclosed inside of that capsule. It's a gel filled capsule, and I can supply these to the barns. And again, I'm going to just widen it out just a little bit so it makes a nice round capsule. We've got about 3/8 of an inch there. Once it's up inside, it should be completely inside the gel. And we're just going to slide that all the way down on there again. You can twist it and wiggle it a little bit to make sure it's all the way on there. And I'm going to start at the end and I'm going to work that gel up. So I squeeze that gel all the way up around there. Now my connections are completely inside that gel. And then, one other thing I'll show you before I spray it, I like to make a couple of loops on here with a tie wrap. What that does, it keeps the thermal alarm from sliding up and down on the wire. Once the solution dries, we can tuck this up in behind here. We can either pull one of these loops down, we can shove that through there and push it back up, or you can just let them hang, doesn't matter. But the key is we want to spray this thermal alarm, that whole bottom's got to be concealed with this spray liquid electrical tape, or you can dip it with liquid electrical tape, doesn't matter. But I want you to do it every day for 7 days. It's got to dry in between coats. And once we get 7 layers on here, this will create a nice layer, a cocoon that the atmosphere can't penetrate in a hog barn. So we're just going to go ahead and spray it here. Then I turn it around and I got to spray the other side. And it drips on the floor, so you got to be careful what's underneath it. You don't want it getting on anything else. And you'll notice the first time around, you can still see some of the color on there because it's going to it's a little runny to start with. In the winter, it'll get a little thicker. But that's what we want to do there. And then we'll come back the next day and we spray it again and again. You want to shake that can up good too so it gets mixed up good. But put at least 7 layers on. More layers is good. If you want to put 10 layers on, that's fine. And even on the old barns, go around and put on many layers on there, and that will solve a lot of problems people are having. You like to set your temperatures about 15 degrees high and 15 degrees low. Ask your barn manager or whoever's in charge of that, where they want them set. Summer they might want to run a little farther out in the warmer days. And also, if you do have an older thermal alarm and your temperature needle is off, you can adjust it right on the back side there, and you can bring that temperature needle back into specs. And I got one more example here. If you have more than one wire coming on down to that bottom, it means you have more thermal arms or power sensors on this circuit. The two blacks get hooked together just by themselves, the two reds get hooked together,